What is up? So I wanted to talk about something, and it's about an experience that I have. I've had many experience, and including this aquascape, but I prefer to talk about my $35,000 Harley Davidson Dyna Street Bob Special. And this bike was actually imported from Japan. It's a Japanese registered bike, but it's an American motorcycle. And I actually imported it from another country because it is a collector's edition. Harley Davidsons are a timeless classic, but my bike is specifically a stunt bike. It's fully modified. I may do a walk around on that bike. It's a very expensive bike, but I want to talk about the experience I've had with actually working on that bike and going through the trenches, riding through mountains, terrain, street, urbanized areas, and even just my regular neighborhood by the lake. And can you be quiet, please? I'm making a video and it's rude. So my cat here likes to talk too much. What's the matter? Okay, he must be sick or something. No, or he wants to play. But before I play with him, I gotta make this video. So anyway, guys, yeah, my motorcycle. When you buy a Harley Davidson, it's a blank canvas. All the bikes that I've had plenty of bikes. I have a lot of bikes. I'll show in my garage later down. It's a private garage beneath my apartment. Hey, be quiet. And I'm just gonna talk over him because he's being rude. So, when you buy a Harley Davidson stock, it's not really good.
What's going on over there?
Okay, especially dependent upon the application that you're using the bike. I use the bike not just for joyriding, not for cruises, but for actually wheelies and drifting and doing burnouts and all of the above stunt-related stuff. I just like it. And I started out with different bikes, Japanese bikes, bikes from Thailand, bikes from Taiwan, bikes from Germany, and this will be the only American bike. Actually, I've had two Harley Davidson. This will be the second American bike I've had, and basically it's been difficult installing these aftermarket parts because only certain mechanics know how to properly install them properly, because when you customize a bike, it's no longer original, meaning all the stuff that applied to stock, the torque specifications, and all of that, your riding style, your technique changes when you do something as much as change the suspension on your handlebars or even change the risers or grips or whatever. My bike has the most highest powered camshaft any Harley Davidson can have. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about my bike, but it's important. There's a lesson behind this. Okay, so please watch this video. There is a huge lesson for you. Okay, and this is going to bring you so much value, I hope, because it brought value to other people, and it brought a lot of value to me because I had a problem with doubting a professional. Okay, so when you hire a professional, you're going to have doubts. Everything that you knew currently or knew prior is obsolete. It should be obsolete. And so there is a cognitive bias that we all have when hiring a new professional that tries different things. Well, as Albert Einstein said, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing expecting different results. There could be instances where you can do the same thing, repetitive strategies, and you would have success, but it's slim to none. So, how was Rome ransacked? How was Rome destroyed? It was periodically and incrementally attacked by Germanic tribes repetitively until it collapsed. That's how Rome was destroyed. Not just one attack, not just two, not just three, not just four, but multiple attacks, repetitive, boom, 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 until it collapsed. So, you know, when you're a hammer, everything becomes a nail, and you just want to dot, 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 and smash everything. But that's not the best strategy all the time, or most of the time. Maybe some of the times it could work. So with that being said, let's go back to my bike. I have all these modifications. I have shocks, I have wheels, I have camshafts, I have compensators. My compensator is the most expensive compensator. It's a man-of-war compensator. I have, you probably don't know this unless you ride, but I have also Legend suspensions. They're the best suspensions you can get, front and rear. I have one finger, one clutch levers, LA chopper cables. I have Bung King's rear sliders for my shocks, and a highway crash guard so the bike doesn't crash. The bike doesn't get scratched. And I have a Saddleman seat, which is the most expensive custom-made seat you can get. What else do I got? I have a 65-inch tooth sprocket and a chain conversion. It's no longer a belt. Harley Davidson's use a belt. Mine's a chain. And what else do I have? Oh my God. What else did I put? The paint job was a lot of money. The wheels are Commander 02. And I know I bought other things. Oh, my brakes are Behringer brakes. I got these brakes from Europe. Okay, the brake pads. They're radial mounted calipers. When you get an original Harley Davidson, they're not radial. They're mounted on the front. These are mounted in the back of the wheel, and it gives you better traction and stuff like that. Behringer brakes are really, really expensive. And I have a, what is it? I have an RC90 Brembo brake piston, brake lever, and oil reservoir. That was expensive too. And then a Behringer. Great mix, right? Competing companies. And I have a 15-inch rotor, which is kind of like a golfer, but not quite. It's a floating rotor. It has like curvatures in it to add more traction and friction, but I'm going to change it to golfers when I have more funds and budget for that bike. And I'm going to get rear Behringer brake calipers too. So anyway, back to this bike. I took it to many different mechanics, and most of them all told me bullshit, except one. One was actually capable of doing the job. All of these other guys can work on regular bikes, but they can't work on my bike, which is a custom-made bike. Just like your credit should be custom-made. You need to work with someone that has had success with custom making other people's credit profiles, from removing the specific negative items off their credit report day in and day out. I have 10 years of experience. I've been in this industry for 10 years. I've had a disproportionately high amount of success. There is nothing anyone can take away from my success. I have case studies. I have a playlist. Maybe I'll leave it in the link description below or here or somewhere, where you can see a few of my case studies. There's about 120 videos, but in those videos, there are multiple different files that I've worked on. And those aren't the only case studies I have. There are other case studies. Not all of my clients are going to allow me to show their stuff. A lot of people just want to be private. With their respect, most people want to do that. Some people are okay. So with that being said, in the process of working with this guy, he told me different things that the other mechanics said, and they all said different things. This guy was the only guy to actually help my bike the right way. There were problems with other mechanics. They installed the clutch wrong, differently. They didn't tighten some things. They didn't grease the wheel bearings. The wheel bearings were all wobbly and shit. So different things that a mechanic should just look and inspect from head to toe, do a full inspection of the bike to make sure anything is wrong, just like your credit. A professional should do a full inspection, not just remove negative items. Because why do you want to remove negative items? Because you want to add positives. Because you can't add positives on your credit if you have negative items, unless you add authorized user trade lines or get the subprime credit cards that you don't want. Because when you get the subprime credit cards, you're putting a stain on your credit report. Remember, these creditors want to keep you as a subprime borrower. You're a customer to them. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. Okay? You are just being used. You are their customer. They want you to be a subprime category borrower. That's why you have the Capital One, and it hasn't exceeded $750 at most. You're not going to get the JP Morgan Chase. You're not going to get the Bank of America credit card that you want or American Express without removing negative items off. So when it comes to hiring a professional, I've had my doubts with working with other mechanics, but when you work with someone that has a reputation, don't question them. Part of believing is actually believing in them and listening to them. And when they say do something, do it quick. Do it quick. I just had a call with my customer, a text message back and forth, and he was like, "Are you sure we got to do that? Are you sure it will work?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, do it." I understand his doubts though. I understand that some things that I say might be counterintuitive to what he thinks, but as far as what he thinks, has not removed negative items off his credit until he hired me. So it makes logical sense that the most probable success that he would have would be working with the person that has a track record and that has actually helped him remove negative items. I'm the guy that removed 80 negative items off his credit report, so you best believe you should listen to me. Okay? But I can empathize. I'm not criticizing him, and I've learned not to judge and criticize my clients. I've learned to be more empathetic towards their situation. There's a lot of frustration in credit repair. It's a lot of frustration. But I want to tell you that even me working with my Harley, there were things that I was like telling my mechanic, "Are you sure you got to do that? Because I watched this YouTube video on how to fix this Harley, how to install this camshaft, how to install this Barnett clutch." Oh yeah, that's one mod I forgot to mention. I have a Barnett Scorpion with the red springs and a Kevlar clutch plate for extra grip when I do the wheelies and drips and burnouts and stuff like that. So heavy duty stuff. It's the best clutch in the world. You can look it up, Barnett. So my bike is legit. It's battle tested. It is pretty much bulletproof. I had my doubts. I was like, well, this YouTube video said this. Well, this YouTube video said that. My mechanic said, "Andre, stop watching YouTube. Those people on YouTube aren't going to fix your bike. I'm going to fix your bike." And guess what? He fixed my bike. I've run into different problems when you're out aggressively riding. I'm a performance rider. I'm a real rider. I will go out and ride 3 hours a day. Okay, I rode a couple nights ago. My bike has been in the garage for some time. It's been about 38 days since I rode, despite yesterday and the day before that I rode like 3 hours. Okay, I'm a hardcore rider. I will go out there and practice for 3 hours every day, every night. When you do that, you're going to run into problems and mechanical failures, I guess, and just wear and tear. My mechanic has always been there to help me. So I got to look at who's been in my corner. Do an inventory of the people in your life. Who is in your corner? If I've helped you before, or helped out a friend, or you've seen me help other people, would I be in your corner? Would you want me in your corner? Those are the things that you have to ask. And if I'm in your corner, like boxing, I do boxing, I'm going to tell you, hey man, do the jab, go under, get the body shot, left, right, okay? Keep your footwork, distance, throw the jab, boom, jab, left hook, like Gary Vee. You should listen. They're the eyes and ears for when you are blind. Your cornermen, just like your radar. When you're out in the clouds and you can't see, you got to trust your radar. You got to trust the command center. They said, hey man, this elevation, this latitude, okay, reduce the throttle, okay, push forward, boom, boom. Listen to them, trust them. They're your wingman. So trust in the process and become coachable and be able to quarterback. Let me quarterback a few things for you. It's worked for me, and even this aquascape right here. This is a very expensive aquascape. This is not a regular aquarium. Let's take a look at it. And it's not even finished yet, okay? So this is oh, sorry, cat. Sorry, I stepped on him. This is an aquarium, but it's also a terrarium, and I'm actually going to make a bird cage. I'm actually going to make the top canopy a bird cage. So this will resemble the rainforest. And all this is put together specifically, okay? We can take a look above. That's moss. It's really hard to grow. There's a lot of specifications in maintaining this beauty, this foliage, temperatures, pressures, atmospheric pressures, the lighting, the times, the CO2, and the carbon load from the fish, and the ammonia load, and the filtration and stuff like that, and the biological filter and the mechanical filter is really, really important, okay? And then I have this one right here. This is another one. So the things that I learned by looking on YouTube on how to make this, okay? Look how beautiful it is. You see how beautiful it is? Would you want your credit to look this beautiful? Okay? Would you want your credit to look this beautiful? That is beautiful. Now look at this one. You see how beautiful this is? Would you want your credit to look this beautiful? Okay? That is beautiful. Oh my God, it's like a perfect circle, okay? These aren't easy to make. This is really hard to make. When you're dealing with a circle, you'll have a bacteria problem, okay? Many people have tried to do spheres, and they tried to learn on YouTube, and they failed. And that's the point. Two verticals, working on a Harley Davidson and working on these aquascapes. I have encountered so many problems by doing it myself. So if you're up against encountering tons of problems and you want to experience that and be frustrated, the sleepless nights of me being frustrated with ammonia spikes and CO2 overloads and fish deaths. Some of these fish are imported from different parts of the world, and for me, like my cat is a savanna cat, he's an Asian leopard and an African serval mix, 5th generation. That cat's like 35,000 right there. That one, particularly because he is not just a savanna, but he's an Asian leopard cat. Those of you that know cat breeds, exotic cat breeds, Bengals are very expensive. He would be the 1st generation F1 Bengal technically, but he's also mixed with a F5 savanna cat, so extremely rare. I don't expect you to know that in the cat world or the aquatic world or the Harley Davidson world, but those are 3 different metrics where I have encountered problems based upon the information I've received on YouTube. So I want to save you that duress and that stress and that headache and that frustration by kindly considering the professional that you're working with and trust them. Okay? DIY, beware, because you're going to encounter problems. Your ego will say, oh, I can do it. I can learn everything. That ego will get you in trouble. Be humble and find a professional, whether it's me or someone else, but make sure you do the research to find the one that you believe is capable and trust in them. And then until they prove you otherwise, you can't really say anything. You're going to have to pay a price. Pick the price. Would you rather pay the price by making your own mistakes and getting mad at yourself and then calling yourself a scam artist, or the person that told you this information a scam artist? Or would you rather hire someone and save some time and call them a scam artist, or just blame everybody? Because that's what you like to do, right? You like to blame people for your mistakes, your problems. You like to cause more problems by causing more problems for everyone, including yourself, right? Is that you? I hope not. I hope not. I hope you are different. I really hope that you're different. I hope you're more positive than that, because positive people have beautiful lives. This is a beautiful apartment. This is a beautiful house. And this is my home. And I'm sharing this beauty with you. And I hope you guys can have a nice residence like this. Okay? I hope you guys can have beautiful things like this. You probably already do. I don't know. But just make sure that you do the research, okay? So I'll leave some links in the description below. Check out my website. It got like 100,000 views in like 9 minutes from badcredit.org. I'm not big on YouTube, okay? YouTube views are not how I count success in life, okay? So it's not a popularity contest. Let's just focus on you, the one that's watching this. Let's change your life first, then I'll worry about the next person when they come along. Have a good day.